writers, not because we write, but because of readers like you who are interested in what we're doing and who support us. And I'm just very proud to add to this rich tradition of Zimbabwean literature. I think Zimbabwe is one of the powerhouses of African literature, so I'm just glad to be part of the mix. I'm also honored today by the presence of my friends, and that also includes Facebook friends, because that's a very serious phenomenon. My family members, and especially my father, Mr. Noel Robinson Chele, I'd like to believe that I owe the better parts of myself to this man, but for the purposes of today's event, I'll restrict it to my writer self. My father was, and still is, a master storyteller. He has an engaged and sophisticated relationship to language. He is a brilliant observer of people and humanity. He has a keen eye for detail. He is a great humorist, an intelligent thinker, and a storyteller again, among other things. And when I look in the mirror of my writer identity, I not only see myself, but I also see his shadow hovering there somewhere. In essence, I am because he is. And I am absolutely lucky to be his daughter and to have received all the gifts that he came with. I'm not sure why writers are celebrated as individuals, because we don't come alone. Stories come from people and communities, and for me, they also come from my father. And I feel very fortunate that today I get to honor him. So thank you, my father, Nyabonga, Echele, Maposa, and Suma. Thank you. And this song was said no. Anyway. Thank you so much. And I must say that's also the man who used to correct my English, from high school.
About, or has somebody ever asked you, do you see yourself as an African writer or something else?
Yeah, I got the question a lot. I think there's a thing going on among young African writers where people are trying to reimagine their identities. But for me, I always insist that I'm an African writer, because it's true, I'm an African. Looking at where African literature is coming from, I mean, at some point our stories were being told by other writers from outside because we were deemed incapable of telling our own stories. So that part of our literary heritage is what drives me to embrace it. Then when I'm looking at my aesthetic, where my stories come from that oral tradition, it's all Africa, right? When I'm looking at my themes, I'm always coming back to the source. And I feel like even if I denied that label, my work would scream otherwise. And there's really nothing to, I really don't understand the arguments. I know that there's something to be said about being put in a certain corner at the bookstore, but I feel like people are becoming more conscious, and I think we're progressing forward. But we do not need to reject our being African just because of that pigeonholing. I feel like our books will speak out and speak to what we are and who we are. So it's a very small inconvenience for me. That does not, that does not outweigh the beauty of being an African and an African writer.
Lovely. Okay, we've got time for a couple of quick